He was always a hero on screen. Fast cars, dizzying chases, charisma that made your heart skip a beat. Paul Walker became a symbol of an entire era of cinema. But behind the scenes, in real life, he was a completely different person. Quiet, modest, genuine. Someone who didn't seek attention, didn't need applause, but simply wanted to be close to those who were truly important to him. And the most important person to him was always one: his daughter, Meadow. That evening was ordinary. It was a Sunday, nothing special. No red carpet, no camera flashes, just a father and daughter who decided to spend time together. They sat in a small restaurant, sharing memories and laughing. Meadow talked about her week, and Paul talked about his plans, how they would go surfing again, how they would catch a wave, how he would lose to her again and pretend it was unfair. They promised each other that they would go to the beach again, that they would not give up surfing, that they would definitely find time despite filming, work, and adult life. That evening was truly warm, quiet, and real. There was nothing unusual about it, but that was the whole point. Paul looked at Meadow with the smile that millions of viewers knew, but which, at that moment, belonged only to her. He was there not as a star, not as an actor, but as a dad. Simple, warm, familiar. He was real with her, the way every child dreams of seeing their father, attentive, open, listening. They didn't discuss important matters or make grandiose plans. They were just together, and that was the main thing. The next morning, Paul had to go to a charity event. He always participated in such events, not for his reputation, but because he really wanted to help. He said goodbye to his daughter as always, without any drama, just see you later. Meadow had no idea then that she was saying her last goodbye to him. She felt no anxiety, no sense of farewell. Everything was as usual, warm, calm, just a Sunday, just a father and daughter, just life. Later she would say, "I didn't know it was goodbye. I just said, see you later." These words pierce the heart because they speak of the most terrible thing: the unexpectedness of loss, how a moment can become the last, without warning, without pausing, without giving you the chance to say everything you wanted to say. But maybe that's the power of that evening, that there was no need to say more, because everything had already been said. In their eyes, in their laughter, in their promises to go skating again, in the trust that existed between them. Paul left for the event as usual. He wasn't looking for fame, he was just living. His friend recalled that Paul was surprisingly calm that day, as if there was a sense of completeness inside him, as if he knew something, or felt something. He was focused, but light-hearted. He was himself, just as Meadow remembered him, real. The tragedy happened suddenly. Everyone found out. The news spread around the world. Fans couldn't believe it. Friends were in shock, and Meadow was left with emptiness. How do you keep breathing when half of your world is gone? How do you wake up when there's no one to tell your dreams to? How do you go on living when there are no more evenings where you are just a daughter and he is just a dad? But Meadow managed. She took the pain, turned it into strength, and began to continue his work. She created a foundation, helped people, and supported environmental initiatives. She continued everything her father had done, not because she had to, but because she knew that's what he would have wanted. Because she knew how important it was for him to make the world kinder, cleaner, better. Because with every step she took after that, she heard his voice saying, "I'm proud of you." She often said that what she wanted most was to go back to that evening, to laugh again, to promise again to continue surfing, to hear his voice again, alive, warm, real. Not like in the movies, not like on the screen. Just her dad's voice. And maybe one day, when everything is quiet, when no one is watching, she will hear that voice again, inside herself, because he is always with her. Because fathers like that don't go away. They remain in memories, in the heart, in every right deed, in every kind word, in every evening we spend with those we love. Paul Walker was not just an actor. He was a man who valued life outside the set, who knew that the most important thing was not fame, but family. Not the number of scenes, but the number of real moments. And his last night with his daughter is the best proof of that. He did not leave alone. He left behind love, real, genuine, eternal love. And even if Meadow says that all she wants is another night like that, perhaps she has already experienced the most important one, and it will stay with her forever.